Hey guys, I decided to make a video about the state of current Sonic games because of the Sonic Forces gameplay reveal. We're going to see how that compares to previous games in the series and why I think it's not as good as Generations, let alone the classic 2D games. First of all, let's see how classic Sonic interacts with the environment in Sonic Generations. The main issue with Generations is scripting. Every ramp is scripted, takes away control from the player and the outcome does not feel natural. When you roll off a ramp, your speed gets replaced by a scripted event, drastically reducing the level design opportunities. If you're stuck on a binary plane of 0 going too slow, 1 going fast enough, or too fast since your speed gets replaced anyway, you're a lot less free to decide how the character is going to behave. We are now seeing how the S-tunnel works. There's a trigger right at the beginning that boosts your speed to top speed and you basically lose control until you're sent flying off the ramp. But let's see how the game behaves if we try to interact with it. If we spin dash just before the ramp, we're still sent to the same height we would have reached by going through the two S-tunnels. It looks unnatural and forced. It's even worse if we try to backtrack this section. Let's see how that goes. As soon as Sonic approaches the S-tunnel, his speed is boosted to max in a very unnatural way. This did not happen in the classic games, and because of that, these sections, like loops, had some purpose in the level design and were not created for pure spectacle. Let's see how backtracking works here. As soon as Sonic reaches the S-tunnel, he is forced into roll mode, but his speed does not change. Let's see what happens if we just roll through the second S-tunnel and avoid the first one. Sonic does not go fast enough to reach the same height when he rolls off the ramp. That's because the ramp itself is not scripted, so the character can react accordingly. Now for the loops. In Sonic Generations, loops are not totally broken, at least for Classic, but they've become too big for the character to correctly run through them. The physics system does not work with loops this big. So why do we have them? Because they look cool. As you can see, going through loops in Generations still serves a purpose, since you gain momentum just like in the classic games. The ramp issue affects modern Sonic as well. They're scripted and you can either jump to the right height or the wrong one, nothing in between. There's an automation mod for both classic and modern Sonic that removes these scripted sequences and lets the physics system work by itself, but level design is not tailored for that. As I said before, the loops are too big and also some ramps send you flying too far or at the wrong angle. Let's see how that works with classic Sonic. As you can see, the spin dash is overpowered. Let's take Sonic Lost World in consideration now. This game has no momentum physics system at all. Sonic runs at a fixed speed unless he hits a boost pad, which fakes the momentum effect. Let's test it by running through a loop by skipping the boost pad, by spin dashing through it, and then by doing both while hitting the boost pad. As you can see, Sonic only accelerates on the downward slope only while affected by the scripted event. This automation results in less interesting level design and oversimplified game mechanics. Sonic just superficially looks like his classic self, but plays nothing alike. Many mechanics don't make sense anymore because they're stripped of their very purpose. We're left with levels that sometimes bounce the player around for more than 20 seconds, and there's no input required. It doesn't even look cool if you ask me. The level design itself is flat and bare bones. The part of the level that actually requires playing is not fun. I chose this desert reenact for a particular reason. Let's compare it to classic Green Hill in Forces. The level starts okay, but it's easy to notice it's a lot closer to Lost World than to Generations. The level is mostly flat. Sonic is never seen interacting with slopey terrain without hitting a boost pad before. The S-tunnels are back, there's less ramps but the ones that are there are clearly scripted. The loops behave like in Lost World. The momentum is faked through scripting, and there's even some layout that closely resembles Desert Ruins Act 2. The level looks boring, there was no need to bring Green Hill Zone back once again, and classic Sonic has seen no improvements since Generations. It actually took some steps backwards. I decided to record this video to prove my point with facts and evidence and to express my thoughts on automation and why it doesn't work with Sonic. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll talk about modern Sonic gameplay in Forces next time. Since we have just 30 seconds of footage of the first level in the game, it's a little too early to talk about that. See ya!